All right, we're here. We made it. We're live. All right, let's get this show. Let's get this show on the road here. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Live here on the Dirt Track Untold YouTube and Facebook channels. I am your host, Jordon Cox. Come on in, everybody. Welcome. It's another fantastic edition of Monday Night Live. Or something along those lines. I'm not really sure if it's fantastic, but it's something. I show up. And we're here. Drop a comment. Say hey. Say, Jordan, you look disheveled. Looks like you just got ready. Well, thanks, guys, because that's what I just did. I just got ready. I threw on my apparel, and I made it. I'm here. Let me just check something here real quick. Go into my settings. Let's drop this down. That'll help us out. All right. Let me get some comments in on here because I know you guys want to wish Stewie some well wishes here. I got my thing in the corner there. Wishing Stewart Friesen the best. We're going to talk a little bit about it. I don't want to get too much into it. I know it's obviously the hot topic. Of course, you know, the incident happened right after last time we went live on Monday. It was at Autodrome on Monday night. We were literally watching the results of heat races and stuff live. And then later that night, Stewie got into that accident. Like I said, we'll talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to show the video. I'll just put that out right away. We're not going to show the video. I'll just have an image of, just have the image of it. I'm not even going to put that up. We know what happened. If you haven't seen it, honestly, if you haven't seen it, you can go ahead and go watch it right now. Even if you're watching this live, if you want to go watch it, if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, Stewart Friesen taking that huge wreck at Autodrome Drummond last Monday at on night one up there in Canada. It was we're wishing Stu the best, obviously. Get some of your guys' comments up here. But yeah, it was nasty. But yeah, we're not gonna show it. You guys have seen it. If you haven't, go watch it. The video's out there. But get all your guys' comments up here. Where was everybody this weekend? Where was everybody racing at this weekend? Let me know. How was your weekend of racing wherever you were? I didn't go anywhere this weekend. Just watched New Egypt on YouTube. Yep, out to Mario Claire as well. Dave, Corey, how you doing? Corey, yep, I got you up there. Tim, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. Matt, I see you over here. Don, Wally, how you guys doing? Appreciate you watching. I know, Matt, I wish I could unsee it as well. Man, that was a gnarly one. That's the one that you wish you don't you wish doesn't happen. Let's get you up here. I don't know why my comment thing is looking kind of wonky, but yeah, we're all thinking about Stu and Mario. I appreciate that, Nicholas. Thank you. Yeah. Yep, Airborne was off. Yep, they were up. Yep. Got the results we'll get into here in a little bit, but in case anyone's not aware of, I hope everyone's been kind of keeping track of it, but if you haven't, after the Stewart Friesen incident, as far as I haven't seen anything in a couple days, but from what I understand, he's doing okay. He was out of surgery. Hang on. Sorry, I was just double checking some things here. Sorry, but latest from the latest from Jessica on Stewart was that this was on the 1st. That was Friday. Was that he had successful surgery to address both his pelvis and compound leg fractures. Everything went well. After the surgery, he got rest overnight, and it sounds like they're just waiting on their physical therapist to start the road to recovery for that. And they thanked everybody for all their support. I know when I went to get myself some Stewart Friesen swag to show my support, everything was sold out. Just about everything was sold out. So the racing community can go ahead and give themselves a little bit of a round of applause or a pat on the back, whatever you want to do. As soon as they said, hey, if you want to support Stewart's journey in recovery, and you want to show your support for us, go buy some merch. Give yourself something for supporting us. You'll get a shirt or some merch or whatever you want. And that was a really good way. I feel like that was a great way. Hey, listen, we have our site up and our merch. Go do that. So you give us something, we're giving you something back. That was great. I mean, it knocked out everything probably that night. I mean, I was only like an hour behind the post, and when I went on, just about everything was sold out. And I said, well, I'll just catch it on the next round. And they put out a big thing saying thank you. I know Bob Hilbert stepping up to help them out, so shout out to Bob Hilbert Sportswear for stepping in to help them out as well when it comes to filling all these orders they have now and getting more stuff out to the people. So that's really cool. That was a really cool thing to see. But no other updates other than that. Other than his truck racing team, obviously having putting Christopher Bell in the truck for Watkins Glen. I think that's this weekend. So they have to move forward with their truck stuff as well as it's not just the modified stuff that obviously will just get sidelined, but they have a truck team that needs to keep running. So Christopher Bell doing that. So obviously they have a lot of work. They have a lot of work going on behind the scenes. So hopefully everything's going well with that. Yeah, cool to see Alex winning. Yeah, always, young gun, man. Good to see Alex winning. Yeah. I mean, we might as well just talk about, and I don't want to get it over with, but like we'll talk about it here. Um, yeah. Listen, a lot of, none of these tracks are perfect. A lot of these tracks have been around for a long time and just haven't made the improvements necessary, like addressing that wall in the backstretch when you're talking about Autodrome. Um, I know there's plenty of other racetracks that have similar layouts, similar setups, and it's unfortunate because you saw worst case scenario. You know, a lot of guys I'm sure have gone off the backstretch there and have been able to gather it back up, but not many have gone on to the back. I'm sure not many, probably nobody has gone off the backstretch that far down and didn't either pull off or, you know, and obviously there's, and we're talking about Stewart Friesen, one of the best, if not the best, in the game right now, and has been one of the best for some time. If he can't gather it up, nobody's going to. And it was just a mistake. I'm sure he would tell anybody when the time comes. I'm sure when he wants to talk about it, he'll tell everyone, listen, I just messed up. He got over just a little bit, and these cars, it doesn't take much. Once you get off the banking and it's now negative on the other side, the whole car's going over. You're not gathering that back up, and you're, or at the very least, you're not doing it quick. And where he went over, it was way too late, and he just couldn't gather it back up. And unfortunately, there was just the end of a wall there, and it was worst case scenario what happened. And it got worse because he was far up in the pack. So in the wreck, he came back down and gathered other people up as well. I don't know where the injuries start, if it was on the initial impact, if it was the second impact from the other car. We won't know until he decides, to put something out himself, talk about the wreck, if he even wants to. I mean, the video, he doesn't have to, but if he ever decides to, I'm sure he would describe it as he just messed up, and the racetrack takes a little bit of the blame because of the setup. At the same time, as a driver, I'm sure he blames himself for just putting himself in that scenario. I know I would. I'd be pretty hard on myself, but it was a mistake. Hope he doesn't beat himself up too bad about it. He's going to recover. Sounds like he's on the road to recovery. And obviously we wish him all the best here. It just sucks. It just sucks. I mean, everyone's going to sit here and, like I said, they're going to blame the racetrack, but they'll move forward. They'll make improvements from here. It's a rough lesson learned at the expense of somebody else. But hopefully it was immediate, they are taking action to remedy that problem, because it's not a maybe it won't happen. It happened, so now you have to fix it. And hopefully other racetracks that haven't had any incidents will look at that and go, we have something similar to that. We should probably fix this. At least a tire barrier or barrels or something. Or you just eliminate that section of the wall, or you make it not such a hard stop. There's answers there. And like I said, hopefully now, because something has happened, it's a shame that our sport is kind of it does raise the question, why do we have to be reactive? Why can't we be proactive and just take care of these things? We've seen these kind of things happen at other racetracks. But sometimes we have to just react. Sometimes people just aren't proactive in those kind of instances, and these happen. Like I said, it's a shame that we are somewhat of a reactive sport, not so much of a proactive sport in that regard. But hopefully, I would imagine something's going to be done, and then we'll be okay from here, or at least there'll be improvements, maybe other places that come from this incident. Hopefully, you see better things come out of something really, really bad like this. So that addresses this. No, this is what I was talking about. Steven, you were at Albany, Saratoga. I got invited to watch with some friends. Great. Perfect. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing Mike Mahaney's roof dance as he won the small block race. There you go. Corey bringing it up right there. Sorry, it was the wrong comment. Yeah, King Salmon, I see you up there. Yeah. I saw the headline. That's at the Salt Flats. They were doing stuff there, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but RIP to him as well. I'll put it up here on the screen. I guess something happened with testing out there, and unfortunately he is no longer with us. So it's really a shame. Matt, what do you got over here for me? You rode the bench at my gate at NES Saturday. There, yep. Quick show too. I mean, the Modified just tried their best to recreate a crate sportsman feature, but it was still seemed like it was a pretty early night at New Egypt. But you were Island Dragway for some vintage funny, nice. Okay, vintage funny cars, bracket racing, nice. Frank, what do you got for me here? Same thing happened in NASCAR, didn't get fixed till someone got hurt. Exactly, man, and it's a shame. That's what I mean. Reactive instead of proactive in some regards. But at the same time, we got to look at the positives. I don't want to keep talking about the same incident, but we got to look at the positives. Stewart's here. Yeah, he has some pretty brutal injuries. But when you look at the cage at the end of the video, it's intact. So shout out to Bicknell for making a safe race car in that regard. I don't know what happened to break his bones. If there was something, if there was I don't know what you would call it, an intrusion in on somewhere else in the cage that caused something with the seat. I don't know. Again, hopefully at some point in the future when he's ready, willing and able to do so, hopefully Stewart will kind of break some things down for people just so we can have some knowledge of how these things happened. But again, a lot of the safety things obviously did their job, because a wreck like that in years past might not be saying the same thing. Yes, the Salt Flats. Yeah. All right. Yep. That's all right. I'll put that up. There you go. Always great to see Mike and Team 35 winning races. I feel like I made my point, Albie, but thank you. Albie. I feel like I made my point pretty clear. All right, so let's go to our DTU driver lineup results here. We got all three of the guys. We got Mike, Billy, and BP3 that raced this past week. Mike doing, what was it, 6 out of 7 days doing some racing? Monday, we already, well, not already, but we talked about everyone being at Autodrome. Being an Autodrome Drummond for King of the North, nights 1 and 2. Mike just not having the best of luck at either of those races. Monday with the 16th and Tuesday with the 22nd. So I'm sure he was, as much as he likes Autodrome, I'm sure he was glad to get out of there this year. And then they were on to Wednesday, finishing up that Canada swing up there at Brockville, Ontario. Mike finished 6th. Also racing Wednesday was Billy Pauch Jr. and BP3. BP3 getting one best on old Pops. Getting a 5th in the junior slingshots, and Billy finishing 6th in the speedster feature. Shout out to, I'll do it a little bit after this. But yeah, BP3 finishing 5th, Billy finishing 6th. So BP3 just one up in these guys everywhere. And then we talked about it already a little bit, but obviously Friday night, Albany, Saratoga, Mike running both the small block and the big block. Mike Mahaney, man himself, winning the small block feature. Just rim riding, hammering the cushion up top. My guy just put on a show. And so shout out to Mike for a great feature win in the small block feature. Had a good run going in the big block as well, but obviously some engine woes coming up, and he ended up 17th. And that ended Mike's week of racing. I'm sure the boys' tongues were dragging after all that racing. I'm sure they needed a little bit of a break. They could get it here with a few days off. So shout out to Team 35. A win and a 6th, and I know they have some good finishes from earlier in the runs. So, like I said, Autodrome Drummond didn't treat them that great, but still a 6th and a win, not bad. So shout out to Team 35. Saturday night, wrapping it up here with DTU. Billy finishing 8th at New Egypt. He got as high as 5th. Something happened where he ended up in the wall. Not really sure. It was pretty unclear. Even my dad really couldn't describe it. Billy really wasn't too descriptive of what actually happened. If he was helped into the wall, or if it sounds like there was a little bit of contact, and he ended up kind of hurting the car a little bit, lost a few spots, ended up 8th. That was him coming back from an incident earlier in the race as well, where he got a flat tire. So, but still a decent night. They got a couple weeks here, maybe a couple Hail Marys, and you never know. They're still close enough in points between him, Buck, and Go Down that anything can happen. They still have probably 3 races left. Wait, I'm going to say 3 left. So, you never know. And I know Mike's got to be up there in the points for stuff at Albany. I don't know about the big block. I think the small block he's probably leading. I haven't looked at the championship points for there. Get that for next time. So that's your Dirt Track Untold driver finishes, roundup, something? I don't know. Still haven't named it. Unofficial, official results. Don, what do you got for me over here on YouTube? Hey, Jordan. Do you know how they do the handicapping at New Egypt Speedway? I'm seeing Billy Jr. starting 13th or further back, even if he comes from the back to win the heat. So that you take your last 3 finishes, and I don't know if it's the total money or if it's just based on the finish itself. So obviously the higher up you finish, those go against you, and they kind of add it up as you go. So I would imagine they used to use money. So the more money you made, the further back you started. So, and then it would just go by, okay, the person that's made the least money in the last 3 weeks is starting further up, and then the total would get higher from there as they went back. So if you made it into the handicapping, and you were somebody who's finished, has a win, a 3rd, and a 5th, you're going to start in the back. And then I think, and I'm not entirely sure, I think they still have the rule that if you win, I think you automatically start in the back of the handicapping the next week. So if you make the handicap the next week, you start in the back of that. So I think it's the top 15, because they take the top 5 out of each heat. So 3 heats, 15th would be the back. Billy started in the back, even further back this week, because he didn't make the handicap. So he started 17th. So it's something along those lines. It's either just points or money made, and then the least amount that's made, you start towards the front. And then the most money made or the most points, you'll start further back in the handicap. So Billy's obviously somebody who wins races and finishes in the top 5, so he's going to be starting towards the back. Just to even out the playing field for everybody. Some people are for pro handicapping, some are not so much for it. I think it's a nice even playing field for everybody. Personally. Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can officially say the baby watch has begun. I know the due date's soon. It's got to be either, I think it's next week. Is somewhere in there is the due date. So I guess we can say we're officially on baby watch for Mandee and Mike. Thank you, Aaron. Mike is in second in points. Albany, both people. Really? All right. I didn't realize he was running. I guess I thought he had more issues in the big block. So, all right. Kudos. Thank you for that, because I haven't looked at the points. I knew he was up front in the small block. For some reason, I thought he was further back in the big block, but that's great. Attaboy, Mike. Answer my phone calls, man. Just kidding. I'm sure he's busy. Actually, I know he's busy. Busy guy. Wow, do I have a lot of gray hair. Looks like the guys with the wins still come. Yeah, that's it. They got to go, man. They're on it. They want to go. Exactly. That's him. He's smooth shoe, you know? Right to the front. And in case you guys are looking for something, either if you're bored with me or you're looking for something to watch, you do have the North Series for the Short Track Super Series running at Can-Am currently. That event's going on right now. So they're running Can-Am tonight, and then they're running Mohawk tomorrow. So 2 nights in a row for the Short Track Super Series North, 2-night swing. You can catch that on Flow Racing. All right, yep, that makes sense, Aaron. Other Aaron. We got Aaron and Aaron. AA Ron. I'm only going to do that once. I'm sure that's annoying. I'm only going to do that once. I saw that he won. It's impressive. Coming from 25, it doesn't matter if it's a bunch of me out there. If there's 20 me's out there, that's still an impressive win. Driving around, that's a lot of cars to get around in a 25, 35 lap feature. I'm not sure what they run there. Damon, Mike is not racing tonight. Mike is off. Let's put the schedule up. Thank you. That'll just lead me right into the schedule here. Let's put it up. Mike is not racing tonight. So the Dirt Track Untold schedule is right here for the upcoming week. Let's do this. Yeah, BP3. So I'll get into BP3 stuff here at Action Track. Action Track is running. They have the fair going on. So they have the fair for Kutztown Fair going on right now over in Kutztown, right with the racetrack. So they have a whole week of racing planned, starting tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday they have a whole bunch of racing. So you can see that BP3 will be racing tomorrow in the junior slingshots, and then he will be back Friday. Is that Friday? Yes, Friday. Billy will be racing again Friday in the junior slingshots there. I don't think Billy Jr. is racing at all because there's no speedsters. Yeah, it's just we got legends, slingshots, 600s, 600 modifieds. They got a whole slew of things. I think they have they have the extreme midgets and the 600s on Wednesday. So that's a cool show that'll be a cool show to watch. So yeah. Check out all the racing at the Kutztown Fair at Action Track Speedway this upcoming week. So you got BP3 racing there 2 days this week. Billy Jr. will be at Georgetown on Wednesday. No, Friday. Sorry, not Wednesday. Friday. So they're gearing up for Georgetown on Friday. Mike's scheduled to be at Albany, Saratoga Friday to continue his extremely great points run that I was just oblivious to. I'll admit it. And then Billy's going to be at Grandview. I'd imagine that's going to be in the Breitenstein car. And then no New Egypt for the modifieds this week. And then Mike's going to be at Sharon Speedway next Monday. Thanks, Dad. Well, he was obviously in the big block points. Sharon Super Dirt Car Series. Yes, you're right. Thanks, Fred. I appreciate it. Thank you. Derek from Maryland. How's it going? Ken from Bedford, New Hampshire. Thank you. Thanks for coming in and saying hey. Sharon will be a big Super Dirt Car Series show. Christian, what's up, buddy? Thanks for hopping on and saying hey. We'll run through the modified results here that came up this week. We've been through some of them. Obviously, Mike ran most of them. All right, let's get the schedule down. If you guys need it anymore, let me know. I will put it back up. I agree, Nicholas. I agree. Man. I wish I had been a little bit older. But even as a kid, it was awesome. All the fair rides and great food. My parents would just hang out. I mean, listen, this is the 90s we're talking about. My parents are in the beer garden enjoying themselves. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mom. Not calling you out. I'm just saying. In the beer garden hanging out, they just pin a 20 to me and just let me roam. Lots of rides, food, great stuff. Hanging out with other kids. Just, and then if there was racing going on, I got to watch my dad race. I got to watch other racing going on. Lots of cool stuff. Got to race once myself in the go-kart on a fair on a night during the fair. That was really cool. Really, really cool. Good stuff. Really, really cool stuff. I wish there was racetracks that had the ability to have that kind of environment. God, it was something else. A lot of fun. A lot of cool stuff. You heard that Ryan Blaney will be on commentary for the Sharon Super Dirt Car Series. That's cool. That'll be really neat. Tune in for that. That's really cool. That's what I like to hear. Let's get through the modified results here. Talked about Autodrome Drummond and Mike's woes and Mr. Friesen and Mario Claire and all them. So night one, these were all Super Dirt Car Series races. So we had night one and night two. Both of them won by Matt Shepard up at Autodrome Drummond. Matt Shepard sweeping both of those nights up there. Alex Payne would win at Brockville, Ontario on Wednesday, sorry. And there was no racing on Thursday, but then Friday up at Unica Rome, Matt Shepard winning up there over Rocky Warner and Alex Jankowski. Brett Tonkin would win the race at Penn Can. Danny Johnson winning up at Outlaw Speedway over Michael Maresca. We talked about Dalton Slack. Dalton Slack winning at Lernerville, the BRP Tour race at Lernerville. Billy Dunn with the win at Can-Am. Jimmy Phelps with the win at Brewerton on Friday. Big Diamond Speedway was won by Craig Von Dorn. Good to see Von Dorn get back in victory lane. Craig Von Dorn over Mike Goulart and Loudon Reimert. Autodrome Granby was won by Francois Bernier. Mike Mahaney with the win at Albany, Saratoga in the small block feature. Peter Britton with the win in the big block feature. Let's see here. Dalton Slack with the win at the Lou Blaney Memorial, the BRP Modified Tour at Sharon Speedway. Mr. Ryan Godown with the win over Paul Mancini and Tanner Van Dorn at New Egypt Speedway on Saturday night. Gary Lindbergh over Pete Bicknell at Merrittville Speedway on Saturday. Matt Shepard with the win at Land of Legends. Grandview, congrats to Justin Grimm, longtime runner up there at Grandview. Justin Grimm picking up the win over Eddie Strada. Wow, some not new, but just some different names up there. Justin Grimm, Eddie Strada, Ron Herring, Cody Manmiller, Mike Goulart. Good run by those guys. In the makeup feature at Fonda, there's Alex Jankowski over Bobby Hackle and Jack Lehner. Mike Franz, congrats Mike Franz over Sam Martz and Neil Williams, picking up the win at Bridgeport Speedway. Danny Creedon winning at Afton. Another congrats to Tanner Van Dorn, picking up the win yesterday at Orange County Fair Speedway over Danny Creedon. So congrats to Tanner over Danny Creedon and Billy V. And Felix Waugh over David Hebert at Cornwall in the Canadian Big Block Series event at Cornwall. So congrats to those guys. Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that, actually. Yeah, we got to. Yeah, me and my dad, we got to go up in the Crow's Nest and announce the monster trucks at the fair. That was probably the last year, right? Something like that. That was a lot of fun. I kept telling them to do burnouts, and they wouldn't do it. I remember that. That's really the only thing I remember. Being like, I want them to do a burnout. They wouldn't do it. Donut. I wanted them to do a donut. They wouldn't do it. Which I don't blame them. Steve in the house from Illinois. How you doing, Steve? Wally raced at the West End Fair in 18, 19, and 21. Nice, okay. Matt Godown winning with the new CT525 motor. I need confirmation that that's true. If that's true, that thing was running. If that's true, that thing was running damn good. I might have to make a trip up. I mean, he's not going to like me being there, but I might have to make a trip up to the farm and take a peek myself. But yeah, that's what it said. That's what it says. And I know that he was testing a car there. He has been testing that car. So, Wally raced with the go-karts. Nice, nice, nice. Corey, Knoxville Nationals this week. Man, you're just one step ahead of me. I was going to talk about the Knoxville 360 Nationals real quick, and then go into that. But they had the Knoxville 360 Nationals. Rico Abreu picking up the win on the final night there, and then we've got Knoxville Nationals this week. When does that start? Why don't I have that here? What's the deal with this new motor? It's essentially a Matt. It was all right. I'll take your word for it. I know you got the inside scoop, so I'll take your word for it. It is a. You'll have to help me out with the horsepower on this thing, but it's essentially a modified crate motor. I believe it's an LS. It's an LS motor. somewhere in the neighborhood of like $10,000 or something like that. Yeah, modified version of a crate motor. You buy it, and like I said, you're a little lower on horsepower. I mean, obviously, you're not getting the same horsepower as a regular spec motor, but I believe there's a weight brake that comes along with it. So you got a little bit of a weight brake to make up for that horsepower. But yeah, just buy it, slap your stuff on it, and go race. I think both Jersey tracks are doing it. But yeah, the CT525 crate engine. Yeah, Bridgeport, New Egypt. I guess there's New York and Canada track. Some tracks running up in New York as well. But yeah, both Bridgeport and New Egypt, you can run it. It's legal. 540 horsepower with 500 foot-pounds of torque. It's an aluminum block Chevy LS engine. Yeah. I heard the Creation has one, Matt. Yep, Matt. I just brought up the art. I found the article and pulled it up. Yeah, it's just under 10 grand. With the MSD controller, it costs just under $9,900. So you need to get your carburetor, your exhaust, your front assembly. So I mean, you're probably still in the, you're still in the 15,000 range, but that's what, another 10, maybe even 30. It's half the cost of, and some of this stuff you probably have as a racer, or you can get at a good deal. And it even says in here, it's your things are going well over 35K, which is a lot. I think that's a stretch. Probably still get something pretty good, pretty damn good motor for under that, but I don't know for sure. I'm not a modified driver, so I wouldn't know for sure. But yep, the weight is 2,300, which I think 2450. Is it 24 or 2450? 22 is the minimum. I mean, I'm just going by, it just says here 23. Capped at 7,400 RPM. We got an NES. We got a New Egypt Speedway guy here, so he knows. Corey, the National Star. You got Sheldon Hodenschild, Christian? All right. National Star Wednesday. Okay. All right, cool. I don't know why I don't see that. It's not like out there. It's weird. Rico's going to be tough to beat, Don. You're right. Yeah, I mean, way cheaper with this engine. Way cheaper. Matt's telling me 22. I got 2,300 in here, and he's telling me 22. If it's 22, that's significant. That's very significant. 23 alone is pretty good. So there you go. CT525. I mean, if you're looking to go modified racing and you don't want to spend 20, 25, 30, apparently $35,000, you don't have to. You spend 10 to 15, go racing. It's 22. All right, Matt, I'm not going to argue with you. I know it sounds like I'm arguing with you, but I'm not. I'm not going to do it. You say it's 22. That is, I mean, I don't know who's getting down that low. I mean, not my fat ass isn't going to get in a car and it be that light. But there's guys that can do it. If you can get a car down to 22, I mean, it's an aluminum block, so it's the motor's going to be pretty light. All right. Yeah. So who's got a car and wants to buy it? Listen, I'll find somebody to buy the motor. Let's do it. I can find somebody that's going to waste 10 grand on me. Let's do it. go modified racing. Corey's got young money for the Knoxville Nationals. That a boy. All right. Christian, until somebody decides to cheat him up, just like everything else. So, it will be cheaper initially. And like I said, Ryan drove from. He started right in front of Billy. Ryan started 15th. And drove them away and was good. Was fast. Didn't get there just by attrition or something. He drove to the front. Had to pass some really good cars to do it. So, that 150-pound weight break and, like I said, light race car, decent horsepower. 540 is nothing to, put your nose up at. It's good horsepower. Matt, you're telling me Bangs was 2230 with 7 gallons of fuel, and he's a little dude. And, all right. Like I said, you got to sit here and you got to work it out. I'm working it out, okay? The aluminum block, and there's everything's starting to get lighter now. There's ways to lighten the car up. That 150 pounds is big. You could be 22, and spec's got to be 2350. That's big. He was, man. He was quick. I got to look at there's no point in looking at lap times. He was passing people. He was passing everybody. So, something to think about. Something to think about for modifieds in New Egypt or people that are looking, if you're a crate driver and looking to make that jump, buy a crate motor is like $8,000 right now. It's like $7,000 or $8,000. So I would just put a little bit more in and go modified racing. Yeah, but if you have the car, most guys have that car already, ready to go. I know that. I know it costs money, but most people have that car. Like, they already have a modified. They just have a crate motor in it. And a crate motor costs almost that amount. The sportsman crate motor. You can put the same shit on it too. Put the same assembly on the front. Probably put the same exhaust. Well, the exhaust might be a little bit different. Although exhaust is going to be different, but spend a couple grand more. It's not like you're spending $10,000, $20,000 more. You're spending $5,000 or $6,000 more, and that's it. You sell your crate motor for $4,000 or $5,000, and buy this motor for $10,000, and you can go race. You're modified. You're burning tires. More tires on stuff. It's still going to cost more money, but if you're already thinking about making that jump, and maybe you have the financials to do it, but you're just like, I can't justify making that big of a jump, dropping the 20, 25 or 30,000. You can buy this thing, and apparently you can be just as competitive. That's all I'm saying. It's obviously a very competitive option for way less. Could a 525 go race with dirt car 358 spec? I don't know. It says it said that this was the 525 engine has been made legal at tracks and series in New York and Canada and will now be allowed in both dirt track facilities in the Garden State. So I mean, you just have to check. We'd have to go. I don't know how easy it'll be. I don't know how easy it'll be to find. Like dirt car rules. Let me see if it's. Let me see if CT525 comes up. I mean, Can-Am comes up, so Can-Am's a track that you can do it. I don't know about the 358. Dirt car 358. It doesn't really say anything. Matt says, and in 3 years, sell the 525 to a drag racer and buy another one. There you go. Yeah, they're always looking for LS motors. So I don't know. It doesn't look like it's anything dirt car legal, but there's New York tracks that are running it. So I mean, yeah, that would make sense. Like I said, there's New York tracks, so Utica Rome could be there. This would be a good one for. I mean, listen, we'll see if it ends up being a viable option. You never know. You never know. Running out of time here, ladies and gents. Guys, if you're looking for ways to be more involved or get more behind-the-scenes action and access to the Dirt Track Untold team, you can join the Dirt Track Untold Patreon. Patreon/Dirt Track Untold Club DTU. Join it, get exclusive access to everyone Dirt Track Untold, behind the scenes action at the racetrack, updates from the racetrack, first dibs on new merch that drops. Speaking of merch, Dirt Track Untold has new merch that's out right now. You can find that on the Dirt Track Untold website. You can find Billy Pauch Jr.'s new merch on Bob Hilbert website. You can find Mike Mahaney merch on MikeMahaneyRacing.com. Yeah. There you go. Matt, I don't think it'll kill the 602 division. I don't think so. Be a great jumping point. I mean, hopefully it makes those engines come down in price a little bit. We'll see. I also just want to let you guys know, I will not be here next Monday night. Wife and kids and I will be taking a couple days off the beginning of next week. So next Monday night you will be without me. I know. Hold the applause and the cheers, but you don't have to see my face next Monday. But we'll pick it back up the following Monday. But I'll probably put a post out to remind everybody Monday when I'm just kind of sitting by a pool doing nothing, or if I'm sitting in just an air-conditioned hotel doing nothing. I don't know what. All I want to do is nothing, and watch my kids play and go nuts and do that. My wife and I just want to relax, get away for a couple days, so we're going to be doing that at the beginning of next week. So you'll be without whatever this is next Monday. But we'll be right back the following Monday. Trying to kind of plan something out for maybe another race day type thing. I've been looking at the schedules, the racing schedules coming up. Seemed like people kind of enjoyed that when we did that like a month or so ago. We checked in with Mike at the racetrack. We had my buddy Mike Butler come in here. We talked some racing, and led into an upcoming race. And like I said, we checked in with Mike and Mandee at the racetrack. Kind of want to do, been checking the schedule, seeing if maybe that is something we can do coming up here soon. But again, we are on baby watch, so maybe it might get pushed back until later in the year to do something like that. That was a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that. And put the schedule back up one more time in case you guys are missing anything. But here's the upcoming schedule once again for all the Dirt Track Untold drivers. Nick, I appreciate it. Thank you. You got it, Christian. Yeah. We're going to do something. Like I said, we're going to do something again. I just got to pick up the right show or the right racing that's going on. And like I said, Mike and Mandee are going to be pretty busy coming up here in the next couple weeks. So we'll see what works out. But again, everybody, appreciate you taking some time out. I hope you get out to the racetrack this weekend, wherever you're going. Enjoy it, or if you're watching the Knoxville Nationals, if you're watching just your local racetrack, or if you're going to your local racetrack, enjoy. If you're going, take somebody, maybe take a new fan, or take a new person that can become a fan. Yes, match races are next week. NES for the crates. Okay, cool. I know they were coming up. Yes, in 2 weeks, and I won't be there for that either. Mike would be just fine. But again, enjoy the racing. Enjoy your weekends. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't get too upset that I won't be here next week, or don't be too happy about it. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I really don't. But hope to see you guys at the racetrack soon. Thank you for another wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.